All right, so I got this question from a user called LXKA or something like that. And they said, how can I get motivated to study and work? Or how can I stay motivated to study and work when I don't really want to? My advice to this is actually completely different to what I hear most people talking about when they're asked this question. If you're not motivated to do something, like 9 times out of 10, it's because you don't want to do it. There's no desire within you to do that thing. So I'll use the example of work firstly, and then I'll talk about studying as well. Let's say if you're not motivated to go to work, 9 times out of 10, it's because you don't enjoy your job. And if you don't enjoy your job, you shouldn't be doing it. And it literally is as simple as that. So when people are trying to learn how to get motivated to do something they don't want to do, you shouldn't be doing that thing in the first place, because otherwise you would actually want to do it. Now, there are exceptions to this, and there are things that we don't necessarily want to do, but we kind of have to do, right? But they're the exception. They're not the majority of cases. 9 times out of 10, it's stuff you shouldn't be doing. And if you're not motivated, that's a really big sign that you should stop doing it. And so I guess the most obvious example is the job, right? You're going to a job you don't like. So you say, how can I get motivated to keep going to this job? My first answer would be quit the job and find one you actually enjoy. Or if you can't find a job you enjoy, make one, create your own business. I've got many videos on this channel about how to do that. And the most obvious response you're going to give me probably to that is you would say, okay, well, I want to have my own business. I want to quit my job, but I can't because I need the money to pay the bills. I need to stay here at the moment, at least, to support myself. Completely understand. And so in that case, the question is not how can I become motivated to do my job? It's really a question of how can I create something, a business or a website or something, to replace my job. And for that, I imagine you don't need any motivation because you probably want to do it. It's exciting, right? You don't need motivation. I don't need motivation to make this video. I wanted to do it. Just like I don't need motivation to do things that I enjoy doing. It's effortless. It happens on its own almost. Whereas if you were to say to me, I've got to go and sit in an office for 8 hours and do work on spreadsheets, that would require a huge amount of motivation, and I wouldn't want to do it because it's pointless. It's a waste of time, right? It's not what I actually am here to do on earth. So if you're trying to get motivated to do something you don't want to do, the number one fix to that problem is to stop trying to do that thing. Find something you actually want to do and you won't need motivation. The second kind of aspect of this is studying. Now, most people, especially younger, in school, university, college, struggle to find motivation to study. And the reason, again, is the same thing. You're trying to trick yourself to do something that you deep down don't want to do. If you don't want to do it, you should really trust that. If your intuition is saying this is completely pointless, and a classic example is school, right? I don't remember anything I was taught in high school or primary school, with a couple of very unusual exceptions. But the actual lessons, the actual math lessons, the science, the endless Shakespeare studying English lessons, like complete waste of time. Not 100% waste of time, especially things like maths and algebra and trigonometry. They say, oh, this will help you later in life it doesn't help you. I can personally guarantee that. Everyone I've spoken to about this has the same opinion. It doesn't do anything, especially these really weird abstract trigonometry concepts. Unless you're going to become a maths teacher, these things are a complete waste of time. And to try and motivate yourself to study these things is counterintuitive and it doesn't make sense. Trust your intuition. You're right. It is pointless. That algebra homework. Yeah, it's pointless. And the honest truth is, and if I could go back in time and tell myself this is exactly what I would tell myself. It doesn't matter if you don't do your homework. It doesn't matter if you don't perform well in school or college. These things are so enormously irrelevant for 99% of the world. It's almost laughable. And all, I would say, of the success and experiences I've had in my adult life had nothing to do with school. They've had absolutely nothing to do with it. All of the jobs I've had, I didn't need qualifications for. And then since then, as I started my own businesses and companies, all of that came as a result of my personal study on my own, which I didn't need motivation for because I actually wanted to do it. I was interested in these things. I was interested in learning how to start a business, how to make videos, how to make content and travel around the world. And so the motivation wasn't needed. So to answer your question, just really remind yourself, if you're studying for school, let's say, 99% of the time, the thing you're studying is a complete waste of time. and you will never use it in adult life. I guess the only exception would be if you are actually trying to get a career, like you're trying to become a lawyer or a doctor or something. Yeah, of course, in that case, you need to study and you need to learn certain things and go down the system, go to university and that kind of thing. But that's a very small minority of people that actually want that path and that would enjoy that. And the third example, I kind of want to end on this, is if you are being pressured into or told that you have to get a certain job, you have to study, you have to buckle down and study and go down this path that you don't want to go down. I'm telling you, honestly, you don't need to go down that path. It's not a good idea. Like if you're trying to force yourself to study something that you don't enjoy, to go and get a qualification that you don't care about, to then eventually, hopefully, it's not even a guarantee now, but hopefully get a job that your parents have told you is a good idea, you are completely wasting your time, 100%. So, really the only thing to do is just to stop wasting your time and instead focus on what do you actually enjoy doing? What gives you joy and pleasure? And what are you good at? Obviously, I'm just touching the surface here. This is a quite complex question, but 99% of the time, if you need to find motivation to do something, you're not doing the right thing.